What's going on, guys? This is Bossrosslp, and welcome to an update video for the date of 12/5/2015, December 5th. It has been a little bit since I've had an update video, and there is a pretty good reason for that. That's because, thankfully, for the love of God, Hell Month is over. Let me just tell you guys, this has been one of the longest months of November I've ever had. November is usually like one of my favorite months out of the year, maybe even my favorite. This month has been hectic. It's been crazy. It's been ridiculous. A lot of shit has happened. Like, where do we even begin? All right, first off, it was my birthday. Like, the very beginning of the month. I turned 20. Then there was, like, a whole bunch of family issues. Like, uncle passed away. That was a whole thing there. So that took up a little bit of time. There was... It was also very sad. It took time. There was Fallout 4 coming out, which has taken a lot of my time. There was school. School decided that they wanted everything fucking due at the end of Thanksgiving, which of course there was Thanksgiving. Work picked up ridiculously, like a little bit at the end of October into this. There were streams with Zuper. There was the beginning, the end of Grace's, I believe, a little bit there, and the beginning of Sunshine, even though that hasn't started uploading yet. There was so much stuff going on. It was just ridiculous. Especially, it was just school and work. School and work was ridiculous, and it completely ate at my schedule. My upload schedule has been not exactly that great since school started, and it has only tanked. It's not, like, bad, but basically what it translates into is like 6 days of nothing, and then after the 6th day, just a shitload of videos, just all a shitstorm comes blowing in. I really need to get that underway. Like, there was just a lot that this Hell Month has delivered upon me. December, though, the second I entered December, I had one speech to give for public speaking, and that was about it. I pretty much floored the whole room with my brilliant speaking skills. In fact, out of the 3 speeches I've done this year, that's probably the only one I might upload, and you guys will get to see how I'm a little bit more nervous in public. But at least I show a little bit of public speaking skill, and I'd like to equate that to Let's Playing. So that is Hell Month. It is over. So right now that means we have 2 games going on, and that is Skyrim and Pearl. Now, Skyrim, I did say I wanted to finish up by the end of the year, and I still think I can do that. I never said I wanted to upload the whole thing by the end of the year, but at least finish it. There's not a whole lot I want to do with Skyrim. I know I added a lot of mods, and if I was going to go for every single mod, I'd probably still be here until beyond December, but I really have no natural desire to do a lot of the DLC-sized mods, though there is some fun I could probably have with them. I still want to do Dragonborn. I want to do the main quest line, of course. I want to do Hearthfire, look into that a little bit. So that'll take up, like, a couple different sessions. Like, whatever the fuck it's called, Dragonborn will take up probably the most out of that. Main quest line is not going to take long at all. That'll take, like, 2 to 3 sessions more. I did want to do that last, though I might do that first, because Dragonborn might, story-wise, go after it. I'm not certain on the whole how that works. I think I'll probably just end up doing Dragonborn next time I log on for a session. Do some of it. I'm not sure how long it'll be, but I can't imagine it being too terribly long. I mean, it's the 5th of December. I have 26 days. The break's going to be coming up in, like, 15 days. I'll pretty much, by that point, like, 10 days later from now, I have nothing to worry about. I pretty much have nothing to worry about now. Like, let's see. What do I got? I got a little bit of homework. I got a paper to write for history, and the rest is just finals. And I'm not too terribly concerned about the finals I have. I mean, I might need to focus a little bit of time, but I've never exactly been a studier anyway. So I don't tend to focus too much time on studying. Just a little in between you and me, guys. That said, though, Pearl version. Pearl is dead in the water. It has been dead on uploads. That doesn't mean that the series is dead, but I mean, it has been slow with the uploads. I do have up to, I believe, the 2nd gym done, and I have uploaded to almost the end of the forest. I think I'm still stuck in the forest in terms of uploading, so I need to edit that. Editing does not take too terribly long. However, all I need to really add is the bird counter. I don't think the bird counter is counting for the forest. I don't think I found any birds after the forest. There might be a couple, but I'm not certain. So I will, of course, need to update on Pearl. Of course, I mentioned Grace's is done, so that's good. I can focus on these 2. Since Grace's was done, though, me and Ann have started recording Sunshine, though our schedules have conflicted a little bit, and of course, Hell Week sort of prevented me, or Hell. I keep saying Hell Week because it was Hell Week technically. The Thanksgiving break was just Hell Week. That's what it was. Just all school all at once. Work was not too bad, but it was just like work, or schoolwork. Everyone wanted like fucking papers due. They wanted projects due. They wanted everything done, and it was just not fun. It was not fun. So it's like Hell Month concluded with Hell Week, which translates into Break Week. Like today was a Friday, the first Friday in maybe 3 months that I've had off. I've had off from school every single day, every single Friday. The second I added that, like work was like, oh yeah, you're coming in at 12. I never even mentioned that I wasn't going to be working school, and all of a sudden they add me for 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, well, it's in the middle of the afternoon, but that's still stupid. It's just like, why? Why? So I can come in and do dishes. That's literally all I do. I go in and I do dishes. It's just like, no, I don't want to come in for 4 hours. It takes me an hour driving there and back, especially with rush hour traffic after that. And it's just like, no, that is not fun. But that said, I've been doing Sunshine with Ian, even though our schedules haven't exactly worked too great. It's a slow, stupid project, but at least it will not be plagued with a certain trickster because it will not be blind. God forbid we played Sunshine blind. In fact, if anyone was blind to Sunshine at this point, I'd love to see a playthrough of that. That would be very interesting. Someone link me to a blind playthrough of Sunshine, where there's actually good quality to it. It'd be pretty funny. It'd be like watching the Runaway Guys Mario 3 blind playthrough of Chuggas from the Runaway Guys. It's sort of blind, but sort of not. Whatever. So yeah, Sunshine is steadily going. It's being recorded slowly, very slowly. I have not started uploading yet. I wanted to wait until Grace's was done, get a little bit longer into Skyrim. There's not too much editing that has to go out. Really, it's just a lot of editing out the bullshit, the nonsense, and even then, I might not worry too much about it. Uh, we did add some fun little features to it, like the fact that we roulette who does every single Sunshine sprite. That is fun, but that is really Sunshine. That's how that's going. But how about what's possibly upcoming for this month? Since Skyrim is going to be ending, uh, I get the feeling that now might not be a bad time to start some new games. And since it's just Pearl, Skyrim, and Sunshine, I can probably focus time on the fourth one, especially since school's going to be shutting down for a little bit. So I decided that maybe it would be best to have a short-ish project. So I have four, or no, five technically, possibly upcoming for this month. Mother 4 is not officially announced when it's going to be released. The second that's released, though, the second I find out, I'm just going to let you guys know right now, no matter what the fuck I'm doing, I'm going to start a playthrough of that. That's going to happen. Mother 4 is going to happen. It has to come out first, and there is no set release date. It was planned for the summer of 2015, then they pushed it back to the winter of 2015, and since then they have not said what the fuck is going on with it. Like, I don't know. In fact, they might not even push it to the winter of 2015. Yawning. I'm tired. I just recorded Yu-Gi-Oh! With Super. Sorry, but they actually pushed it to the winter of 2014, I think. Then they pushed it to summer 2015, and then it's lost in translation. I have no idea. Not like Fallout 4, we're like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, we're gonna be doing Fallout 4 in the middle of November for reals. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, sure, Fallout 4. I'll buy that. Rock out in Boston. I've been playing Fallout 4, if you can't tell. Very fun. But Mother 4, when that's released, I'll definitely start it. But apart from that, I have 4 LPs that I want to start this month, and they're all relatively in between lengths of long and short. The longest, of course, being Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. That one would take the longest if I decide to do that. And the shortest would be Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duel Soul. I can't imagine that game being too long. Maybe it would be a little bit long, but really it's just like, I don't even know what like the campaign is. I don't think I've ever finished the campaign, but it just seems to be just dueling people. I'm not sure how many people are in it or when the campaign ends or what, but I can't imagine that being too long of a Let's Play. Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter. That's actually on my desktop right now, and I did Sorcerer's Stone a while ago. It was fun. It was actually a pretty fun project. The only problem I had with it was that the entire last session was fucked over by, I forget what really happened. It just wasn't recorded. Something like that. That really, really sucked. And I actually had to grab, like, someone else's, like, video and just be like, oh, yeah, by the way, guys, here's the ending for you guys to look at. And that's basically what it turned into. It was not fun, but Chamber of Secrets would be pretty fun if I actually recorded it properly. Other than that, there's Trials and Tribulations, of course. It has been a full year at this point since I started Justice for All, and I would like to do Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations and get the next game done in the series. Not like Tim. Tim just like fucking jumped into Trials and Tribulations, which bothered me a bit because it was the only one I hadn't watched at that point or didn't care to play. So it was like, well, great. Now I can't watch him for the next God knows how long. I had to suffer with just like Alpha Sapphire, which I had played through the entire game at that point. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to watch Alpha Sapphire again. Or, well, it actually was Omega Ruby, wasn't it? But there wasn't that much difference between Sapphire and Ruby, let's be honest. It's Pokemon. There's not going to be that much difference between the gen gap for the story. So, really, Trials and Tribulations, it would be nice to play blind. It would be a blind playthrough. I can't imagine doing Phoenix Wright not blind. It's just, it wouldn't work. It would not be fun. Which is why I don't think Chugga will ever do it, because I assume he's played all three of them by this point. All three of the DS ones, probably the DS1, or the 3DS1, all that shit. Speaking of which, the Phoenix Wright anime is apparently coming out in 2016. Speaking on that, there's a lot of good shit. Like, 2016 is going to be hype. 2016 is going to be fucking hype. Xenoblade Chronicles X was supposed to come out in 2016. They pushed that back. I actually had that Amazon ordered, and I think it canceled my order because it jumped back 2 months. I don't know what was up with that, but something like that. Apparently, it is released in the States now. Don't confirm that, but that's how it seems. If it is the case, I might get that and maybe record it. Probably not. Probably just play it on my own time, record it sometime down the future. I don't know. The future is completely unknown to me right now. Who knows? But on that, like, other shit's being released in 2016. A recent manga I read was A Silent Voice, which was fantastic. It was fan-fucking-tastic. It was just like a concept on bullying. Like, this poor girl that's like deaf. It was just so nice, so heartwarming. It was just like, right in the feels. So good. So, that said, just so much good shit coming out in 2016. That's just the anime aspect. That's like Phoenix Wright. There's like, what else is coming out? The Star Fox game's coming out. I think the Zelda game's coming out. Like, there's just so much good shit coming out in 2016. Like, it's going to be hype as fuck. I think Fire Emblem Fates and Conquest and all that shit's going to be coming out too. Like, good lord, man. It's going to be fun. That said, though, that's really what's going to be happening for the end of 2015. In 2016, however, what's not going to be released, but was going to be uploaded by me, I do have a couple projects I would like to get into. Of course, we got The Last Story, you got Star Ocean, Fire Emblem 7 Redone, which I have not done yet. I did Fire Emblem 7, but I want to redo it. That was Fire Emblem 1 in America. The Clannad game. The Clannad game has been released on Steam. I just looked it up. It's $50. I don't know why it's so expensive, but it's Clannad, so I'm down for that. And of course, Dark Souls, which is bottom of the chopping block. If I did that, that would probably be late 2016. And honestly, all those games I'd be down for. Last Story I just beat a couple of weeks ago before I started Fallout 4. It was fantastic, actually. I was pleasantly surprised with how fun it was. It would be a pretty fun Let's Play. Relatively short-ish. It's like I could probably do it in 40 episodes, because I would probably do one mission per or one chapter per episode. So actually, that would translate to 41 because there's a after chapter. I don't know. It'd be interesting. A lot of those chapters would be short, while a lot of them would be very long. As for Star Ocean would definitely be the longest out of all of them, other than Dark Souls. Like, those two would just be long as fuck. Dark Souls because I suck ass, and Star Ocean because it's just a long game. But Star Ocean is a game I do want to do. It is very fun. It's like basically single-player Tales, slightly more controllable, but of course no multiplayer, which sucks a lot. Music's pretty fun. The battles are fun. Characters are fun. The character-driven aspects of Star Ocean is fantastic. So that would definitely be fun to see. Like, there's entire sections where you're just on the ship talking to people and just having fun conversations. Ian would be out of his mind bored, but it'll be really fun for me. So that's definitely coming up, possibly in the near future. Fire Emblem 7 redone. I've sort of been in this phase where I've been for 4 years now, doing this Let's Playing biz. So, for the 3rd year special, I believe it was, or was it the 4th? No, yeah, it was the 3rd year special, where I went back and did, Super Mario Brothers, or not Super Mario Brothers, I did, Super Ross 9 World 1 and 2, entire games recorded. So it would be neat to go back and do Fire Emblem 7, because it's been a bit since I did that, and that was entirely post-recorded. That was the only Let's Play I've ever done that was entirely post-recorded, and it would be nice to go back and do that. Actually, going off that one guy, what's his name? The one comedian, he was talking about how post-recorded is such a stupid phrase. It's like, well, if it's post-recorded, no shit, how can you record not in post? It's recorded, so it's not post. It's like, it's like a live recording as opposed to a post-recording. That's the idea behind it, but whatever. It would just be a recorded thing. I don't fucking... basically live commentary on the recording, so, is what I'm trying to go for, not, post-recorded. Actually, it does work. His logic doesn't make sense. Whatever. He did have some logic to it, so, that being said, it would be nice to redo that game. Other than that, there is, like I mentioned, Clannad. Clannad is a fantastic anime, and I feel like it would be a great way to get it more well-known to people. To Anne, who doesn't want to watch the anime, I think it would be a fun little aspect to play through the game. Instead of watching the anime for him, you could watch me play the game of it, which is basically the same thing. In a nutshell, with, like, differentiating stories. I'd probably do, like, Naxos first, and then delve into the other characters. Kodami-chan, and, Ryo, Kyo. I think, what's her name has one too? It sounds like Tomoya, but it's like Tomoyo. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Tomoya and Tomoyo. It's like, why the fuck would you add characters that have such a similar name? I don't know if Fuko has one. She might, which would be hilarious. I actually don't know if she has one. Kodami, of course, has one, and that's most of the characters. So there's a lot of replayability in that. And of course, Dark Souls would just be something silly to throw out at the end of the year. I don't know if I exactly want to record that, because I've never beaten it. I don't even think I've gotten more than a little past halfway through. Like, I got to the fucking... I got the one guy to rise out of the ground. I rang both bells. I got the snake serpent fucker. Honestly, I did pretty well. I was horribly over-leveled, but I still sucked ass at it, because I got the Sen's Fortress, that's what it was called, and there was the snake goblin things. Those weren't bad. Bunch of rolling puzzles, just falling down, not knowing where the fuck to go in Sen's Fortress, just dying. A lot of death occurred. So I don't know what I'd do for Dark Souls. Maybe I would record it, maybe I wouldn't, who knows. That said, though, there are some in-between shorts which I do want to do, as in short projects. A Luigi's Mansion Hidden Mansion run, during the 12-hour stream I did a little while back, I did Luigi's Mansion in its entirety. So it would be fun to do a 100% run of the Hidden Mansion. Well, not really a 100% run, but, like, getting all the money, all the portrait goes. Actually, that does kind of constitute a 100% run, doesn't it? Getting an A+ mansion rating. or an A mansion rating, whatever it is. Of course, I want to do Little Nemo in Dreamland. I can't believe I haven't really tackled that game yet. I've never beaten it, of course, but it'd be fun to do on emulator if I could save and make sure that I save some progress. Probably not like save scum, but at least like in between levels in case I lose lives. I don't know if like you lose all your lives, you go back to 1, like World 1-1. I don't even know how long the game goes. All I know is it's an interesting game, to say the least. It was an interesting movie that got turned into an interesting video game that more people remember than the shitty movie, which was rather shitty, but you know, that'd be fun to do. And of course there's Conquest of the Crystal Palace, which I recorded with my brother a while back. Not sure if I ever did upload that, but that'd be a fun game to do. I've also never beaten that. It gets rather hard later on, however it's very generous with continues, so it would not be that impossible to do. And that's really all it is for short projects. I'd probably add more to the list when I think about it, but for right now, that just leaves Tales of Summerphonia, which is, of course, every single summer, I do another game in the Tales Saga series. Now, Grace's kinda weaned on her spirits a little bit of Summerphonia. Ian's a lot more than mine. I liked Grace's a lot, and I know Ian enjoyed Grace's, but not as much by like a harsh margin. And like long games like that just drone, and the problem with it is like with our recording schedules being so fucked, with our schedules of life being so hard to work around, it's like you want to do shorter-ish games so you can sort of get through them and not fall into recording lag, just fall into this feeling like you gotta record but you almost don't want to. And games like Tales, where it's a lot of repetitive fighting at times, Grace's did have quite a decent bit of repetitive fighting, especially near the end, which droned. Like, the story was good. I like the story. A little bit stock, a little silly, but the character development was awesome. The battle system was really fun. Though the monsters, again, they started recycling them, and it just got a little bit boring. Got really hard. Of course, Trickster says because we were running away from all the battles, but, like, honestly, at that point, it was just like, get the game over with. It was fun, but I'd like to get through it. I was mostly there for the story. That's why I did the aftergame. I wasn't there to fight any super hard-ass boss, because that's what the final boss translated into. Just, she was a hard son of a bitch. She was not fun. But, other than that, that just translates to what are we going to be doing for Tales of Summerphonia? Well, that all depends on what happens with Ian. It really depends on whether or not he wants to record again. If he does, then that means we're probably going to be doing Abyss next, because Abyss is a game I know, but he doesn't know. And I feel like that would probably work out best. It would get the blind aspect from Ian, while also gathering the knowing what the fuck to do from me. And Abyss is a lot less repetitive, I want to say. Like, I played it on the DS, and I ran away from almost no battles. It could just be that, like, outside of recording, I had more time on my hands. Back then, I had more patience. I'm starting to realize just how much patience I had as a kid. Like, holy fucking shit. I think one of the biggest realizations of that fact was when I was playing Army Men for the 12-hour stream. I got pretty bored of that game really fast, but back when I was a kid, when I was playing, like, the first couple of maps, I'd be on the second stage for, like, an hour, just building up a fucking huge-ass army of literally non-stop soldiers, almost to the point where it's, like, lagging the game. And it was just fun for me. I don't know why I found that so fun. I was just like, yeah, sit there and melt the objects. And in that, I'm just like, no, I'm not going to sit here for that long amount of time. Just go charge their damn fortress already. So, I do have a lot less patience now. But a lot of that does stem from the fact that I'm recording, and I want to keep the audience entertained. So, and also, of course, I just have less patience in general. I'm starting to realize that, because it's like, I have less time to do shit now. When I was a kid, I had all the time in the world. Now, it's just like, constantly rushing around. But I like it better this way, honestly. I like having a lot of shit to do. I like not being bored constantly. I like feeling like I want to get back to video games, because it's fun. It's not something like, oh, I have nothing to play. Now I'm like, there is so much shit I want to play, and I don't have enough time to play it all. And it's like, it's a fun feeling. It's annoying, but it's a good feeling. I like being able to feel like I have a lot of shit to do that I want to do, that I want to see. Like, honestly, I have Jobless Reincarnation I want to read. I read, of course, A Silent Voice. I read that in one day. I read all 7 volumes of that in one day. I bought the 4 volumes that have been released so far in America, and I read the other 3 online. I'm like, one afternoon, just ate the whole series up. It was so good. Guys, if you want a good read, just go read that. Fantastic. I wouldn't say it's to the same level as The Empty Box and the Zeroth Maria, but to be fair, for like that book series in a nutshell is just way just whoa. But that's a great description. Whoa. You're like a high man, but you're not high. That's basically how I describe it. That series is just philosophy, mind-numbingly, just thought-provoking, fantastic. But A Silent Voice is more... It's easier to understand, like a lot easier to understand, but you feel for it. You understand that it appeals to you. It's you, basically. It's like, it gets you right there. If you've ever seen bullying, if you've ever seen all that shit, which I have seen, I've seen a lot, like, the thing. Like, it explores a lot of bullying. The only thing it really doesn't explore is cyberbullying, and even then, it does explore it to a small bit of an extent, with, like, cell phones and people texting. Just the slightest bit of an extent, it does explore cyberbullying near the end. Though it's not really important that it's cyberbullying, more important that a person was being bullied when they usually weren't being bullied. Sort of spoilers, but not really. And, that's that. Enough talking about Silent Voice. What else was I talking about? Oh yeah, other shit I want to do. I have Mario Maker over there. I actually got Mario Maker. Have not touched it. Have not really opened it outside of the box. Like, last story I wanted to do was great. I have The Last of Us, which would be fun to play on my own time. You know, I really should have added Bioshock Infinite to the list of things that, yeah, add that. Personal note, guys, I might do Bioshock Infinite come 2016. Like, there's a ton of shit over there I still haven't even touched. Like, that whole game shelf has a ton of shit. Over there, I want to get a Blu-ray player for Christmas, because I actually have a lot of Blu-rays and DVDs over there on the anime shelf of shit I haven't touched yet. Like, I have Serial Lane, which is basically the spiritual successor, or the spiritual predecessor, I suppose, to The Matrix. I have some other shit over there. I have Air, I have Canon, whatever it's called. I have Sword Art Online, which is, a lot of people groan about that one, but, it could be fun. There's definitely some anime over there I want to watch, and it'd be fun to get to that, of course. I have to find time for it. I still want to play Fallout 4, because that game, so much fun. My god, they fixed the aiming. That's, if you want to know the one thing they fixed over Fallout 3 and a little bit more in New Vegas, they fixed the aiming. It feels like when you point, you kill. You kill what you point at. And Fallout 3 did not have that as much, even though Fallout 3 was a fantastic game. You really feel like what you point at dies in Fallout 4. You point at something, it dies. That's my description of Fallout 4. That said, Tales of Summerphonia, going back to that, if I'm with Ian, it'd be Abyss. Without Ian, it'd be Exilia 1. I do have Exilia 1 and 2, I do Exilia. Probably. I don't have any plans to do Vesperia. That would probably be a later Tales of Summerphonia. I don't even know, like, how long I'll go with this whole channel, because, gotta imagine, if I ever become a teacher, probably wouldn't be great to have the channel go on, and becoming a teacher is not too far off. I've finished half of my second year at college, almost, so who knows what's going to happen with that in the future. I'll definitely let you guys know, of course, what happens with that. That said, however, streaming. Streaming I've been doing with Zuper mostly, like, not much with anyone else, it's just all been streams with Zuper, like, even more so than streams with myself. It's just been a lot of with Zuper, which it would be both neat to change, because I'd like to do more with Ian, of course. I don't really have any plans to do too many solo streams. I feel like if I was streaming solo, it's just stalling from projects I should just be recording. So I probably won't do too many solo streams. It'd mostly be with Super, of course, doing Yu-Gi-Oh! As we've been doing. A couple people have been asking me, like, Devin, I know you asked to do some streams at Link Loves Crawfish. He asked if I could stream in the future with him, and that'd be sick. Which is why I do want to say, if anyone wants to stream with me, Jacob, you too, you've been asking. So really, the comment section of this video, please just post here your schedule, like how we could work this out. Because really, on Fridays, 11 o'clock at night, that'd be great. And on Saturdays, 1:30 in the morning. So basically, Sunday morning, 1:30. But basically Saturday, technically, night. Whatever, however you want to count that. I could record then as well. Because with school, I've been kind of, you know, with a bad situation of schedules. With work, it just works out best that way. Though, when school does end, I get the feeling that I should be able to work around that stream schedule. I'll probably update on that once stream schedule updates. I'll probably post a video that just says stream, like what I'm doing here. And it'll just be a nice little place for Zuber to post so he doesn't have to constantly keep going back to Tales of Grace's episode, whatever it is, like 80 something. Like the one with the birds flying around. That's all I know it is. But that's that. For the future, we've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, Brawlhalla. I want to add a 100% orange juice pack to the list, though. I feel like we barely scraped the surface with that game, and it was interesting. I do want to do a little bit more with OJ, if Zuper's down for that. If you're down for that, man. Smash 4, especially if the new update is hype. The new update, I'm pretty interested in, because if it's story mode, I'm telling you right now, guys, me and Ian are going to record story mode, because I'm fucking hyped for that. I love the Subspace Emissary, and oh my god, I'd be hyped as fuck for a multiplayer Subspace Emissary expansion, if that's what it is. If that's what they're going for, absolutely. If it's something stupid with a new update, then maybe, whatever, new characters, just occasional streams with that. It'd be nice to get back into Smash 4. Feels like I've not smashed in a while, so that'd be fun. Other than that, if it's with Ian as well, Mario Maker levels, I want to make my own Mario Maker levels, and basically just do streams where Ian plays the Mario Maker levels and cries, and it'll be just the spiritual successor to my Mario hacks, where I just made Ian cry with the birthday ROMs. You know, I can make him like new birthday levels. Oh, so good, such a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Just be a nice little throwback to the birthday levels. We'll go for it. Yep. For the foreseeable future, that is what that is. With the stream schedules, again, once school ends, I can probably work around a little bit more, because it'll be like December 21st, I believe, will be the final day of school, and then I'll basically have from then until near the end of January, I believe, before the next semester of school starts up. Speaking of which, I probably should pick my classes out, shouldn't I? Oh, fuck, I think that opened, didn't it? Yeah, I really should start picking up my classes, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's actually pretty important. But for that, nice voice break, Ross. The anime talk show, of course. The butt of all of these update videos is the anime talk show. Work has been slow going on that. It has not been dead, but it has been slow. However, with the fixing of the upload schedules, the slowing of work, I get the feeling that I'm going to be resuming work on it rather soon. Especially when school ends, I'm just going to start work back up on it. I even plan to do some of that this weekend, though I don't know. Probably tomorrow I should be working on making decks, because I'm actually free this weekend. I get the feeling that I'm just totally free. That school is just basically done and over with. I, again, have a paper to write for American Gov. American Gov! Let me tell you, I am fine for that class. Out of every class I've taken this year, I'm fine for that. Child psychology, I also turned out to be pretty fine for. I'm a little surprised that physical science is the one that's, like, giving me a little bit of trouble. But that's mostly because the teacher's freaking insane. You know, it's side notes, I don't know. She's not the worst, but it's just like, well, you know. So with that, anime talk show is slow going, but I'm going to do it. However, I'm not going to announce when it's done, and I'm not going to upload it immediately when it's done. What's going to happen, this is the idea, is that I'm going to wait for it to be done, and I'm going to spring it on you, Zuper. Just out of nowhere, we're going to be like, let's do some anime reactions. React to the Anime Talk Show episode 1, and we're gonna be like, whoa, Ross finally did it! Wow, Ross, you're so cool and stupid, and it'll be fantastic. Oh, it'll be fantastic. Maybe one day I'll do that. We can just record it for the stream, because I have no fucking idea how I'm going to be able to upload it. Though it is Rurouni Kenshin, I get the feeling like maybe it'll be a little bit easier to upload than if it was something that was getting butt-fucked by Crunchyroll. Though I think Rurouni Kenshin is on Crunchyroll, the English dub too, so yeah, it probably would be fucked. Honestly, all those, I just have no idea how I'm going to upload them, but really I'm going to hit that impasse when I get to it. And apart from that, one last thing I'd like to talk about. I mentioned this once before. Never again I had mentioned it, but I'm going to probably be starting on my book in the summer. I've mentioned this once, maybe twice. Not much at all, but I want to become an author, sort of. I want to write one book. One book I've had on my mind for the better part of a year now. Like, near halfway through the first semester of my first year at college, a little after finishing Clannad, a little after watching Mysterious Mr. Enter, and just feeling the hype in his voice of like what he wants to do with his life. I'm just like, wow. You know, you're right. This guy wanted to fix the cartoon industry, and he's talking about how people should try and fix it, and it makes sense to me. Like, it made sense to me. Like, I could help out with this. But how could I help out with this? How could I make a show popular? Wait, I got it. I got this crazy idea. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to make it popular. And it's going to become a children's cartoon show. That is the biggest shot in the dark dream that I got, but it's hanging back there. Like, if I could just make the book popular, I'd be happy with that. But if I could make it into like a children's cartoon show, that would be the tits. That'd be fantastic. Have no idea if that would ever happen, but it is a book that would be aimed at children and young adults, and it's called Me and I, pronounced M-I-A and I, A-I, which would be A-I. It probably wouldn't be I, but it's basically Me and I, which is basically a pun on the word me, myself, and I, except it's Me and I. That's basically what it is. That's all I really want to say about that. I actually do have it sort of planned out in my head, what I want to do for the book. And it would be nice if I could actually become an illustrator, because how I would do the book would be like every single page has an illustration. Though that would just get ridiculous. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't do that, but I'd like to add illustrations to the book. And honestly, I could almost go to my sister for that, because she's starting to get better at art. But really, that's all I really need to say about the update. So, to sum up, we got Skyrim and Pearl ongoing, we got Sunshine coming up, we got some other projects coming up, probably Trials and Tribulation, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul, maybe both. In 2016, expect Last Story, the Clannad game, definitely. Like, I really want to do that, like, now that I found out that it's on the Steam store. That'd be early to mid. Expect Tales of Summerphonia in the mid. Whichever one I do for that. Expect some in-between projects like Little Nemo, a Fire Emblem 7 redone like late in the year, Dark Souls really late in the year if I ever do that. Expect streaming as usual to continue. I've been doing more streaming than uploading, honestly, almost. Of course, more Yu-Gi-Oh! Until me and Super get tired of that. We'd probably get tired of that and then come back to it. Like, that just feels like a stream idea we just come back to, just recycle back and forth. 100% OJ. I want to get Zuber to get back into that game, because I do want to play some more of that. I felt like we only played it for a couple sessions, so it would be interesting. Brawlhalla, I'm still on for. I want to unlock more characters so I can stick with some of these characters. I got Bodvar. Got my man Bodvar. Of course, Smash 4 if it's hype. Maybe a playthrough of the Subspace Emissary-ish type gameplay, if that ever happens. Jacob and Devin, hit me up in the comments section. Definitely, that's the best way to reach me, just the comments, because it appears directly in my mailbox when you do that on my phone, which is fantastic if it does that, or not my phone, my iPod, whatever. As for that, Anime Talk Show is slow going, but hopefully I will be able to get it out, probably not by the end of the year. If I really buckle the fuck down, maybe by the end of January. And of course, the book, expect that midway through the year, coming this summer. Me and I'll start working on that, and probably maybe even do little like updates talking about what the book, what's going on with the book, how progress is going. Maybe we'll even upload like chapters, like I'll auto Bible it, so to speak. I'll read out what the chapter's about, do some creepy pasta man on it. I'll read it to you guys, and you guys can tell me how it's progressing, if you like it or not. And that's really about it. That's most of what I wanted to update on. Probably forgot something somewhere along the lines. I don't think much. Of course, you guys can look in the description. Hopefully I have a nice little sum up. And that's really about it. So, see you guys really for whatever comes next. It looks like it's going to be some exciting times for me. It's great to be working a bit more on this channel. I felt like I was so detached from it. I feel like I was like walking away from the channel. I'm like, oh man, this is depressing because it's just nothing but fucking schoolwork. But now it's just like great to be back. Let's do this, guys. See you guys for whatever comes next. Later, y'all.